Donald Trump sent what he would probably call a pretty nasty letter to Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer moments before he urged the public to get politics out of the coronavirus discussions. Now, Trump responded to a letter that Schumer had actually sent him, urging him to designate senior military officials to oversee the coronavirus situation, including producing and distributing critical medical equipment. Now, the senator's critique was forceful but fair, as we know, because Trump's been incredibly unprepared for this pandemic. But Trump didn't like that. So I want to read a few excerpts from his letter to Schumer. He wrote, quote, "You should have had New York much better prepared than you did. And as Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx said yesterday, New York was very late in its fight against the virus." Now, as we know, Donald Trump did not take this virus seriously until late March. And even then, he was considering opening the economy back up and rescinding federal guidelines on social distancing just to ensure that his stock portfolio would perform well. So it's hilarious to me that he's blaming anyone else of being ill prepared.
Yeah, look, Trump does this 24/7. Whatever he's guilty of, he projects onto his opponents. So why would a random senator from New York be responsible for coronavirus? So it's not how our government works. Now, Chuck Schumer, to be fair, is a very powerful senator. He's the leader of the Democrats in the Senate, but he's not in the executive branch anywhere. So it's not like he's the governor of New York. He's a senator from New York. So he can't order the hospitals to do anything. He can't get preparedness. That's what the governor's job is. He can't run New York City. That's what the mayor's job is. He can't run the federal government. That's Donald Trump's job. So it makes no sense at all. But Donald Trump does this all the time. Sexual assault. I've been charged with doing it dozens of times. Oh, yeah, it's Bill Clinton, squirrel, right? And whatever it is, he'll take it over the top. And to be fair to him, politically, it's a savvy move because it puts people on the defense. Democrats are terrible at politics anyway, and then they get all defensive, and the media is a squirrel magnet. And once you throw a squirrel out there, New York Times, CNN, et cetera, will be like, oh, okay, let's now all discuss whether Chuck Schumer is guilty.
Right. Okay, so let me give you more because I think this is where people start really rolling their eyes, regardless of where they stand on politics, because Trump is so obsessed with going back to issues that no one else is even thinking about at this point, right? So he says to Schumer in the letter, "If you spent less time on your ridiculous impeachment hoax, which went haplessly on forever and ended up going nowhere except increasing my poll numbers, and instead focused on helping the people of New York, and then New York would not have been so completely unprepared, you have been missing in action except when it comes to the press." Well, by the way, I agree with what Democrats did with the impeachment. Okay. I understand that it wasn't the politically savvy thing to do, but I don't know, maybe I'm an idiot because I believe in principles above politics. And that's the reason why I'm where I am today in my life, right? That's not the, I guess, profitable way to live your life. That's not the career-oriented way to live your life. But I just feel like that's my moral stance. And I believe that someone who has obviously done something illegal and unconstitutional should be held accountable for his actions. So even though it didn't work out politically for Democrats, I think they did the right thing. To accuse Chuck Schumer of being a media whore is amazing. Chuck Schumer is not in any way, in my opinion, a media whore. He doesn't ever want to do press conferences. And when he does press conferences, they're wonderfully awkward. So what is he talking about when he mentions Chuck Schumer being obsessed with the press?
Yeah, you know who's obsessed with the press? Donald J. Trump. I literally don't know anyone in the country more obsessed with the press than Donald Trump. That's why everything is projection. Project. Look, in 1,000 different ways, I can't stand Chuck Schumer. But in this question of who is more responsible for coronavirus, who is more incompetent, who should take the responsibility, it's not even close. 1,001 is Donald Trump. 1,001. Give me an opportunity to blame Chuck Schumer. I'll do it. Okay, but this ain't it. He has nothing to do with this. And so in terms of the letter, look, I'm going to get past all the stupid usual Donald Trump childishness. Oh, the impeachment was a hoax. But one thing here, we've got hundreds of thousands of people with coronavirus. Thousands have already died. We've got a worldwide pandemic. And he's writing a letter to the leader of the Democrats in the Senate talking about his poll numbers. And by the way, my poll numbers went up during impeachment. Who cares? Who cares? People are dying in the streets. There's body bags where you grew up in Queens piled up in front of a hospital. And you're like, yes, but my poll numbers were up. Oh, yeah, you didn't think about that, Schumer. My ego is bigger than your ego, and I handle the press better than you. And anyone who still supports this guy, you're so sad. You're so sad that this third-rate con man is a guy that you look up to. Pathetic.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.